Hello everyone, welcome you all for Heat Power Engineering online class. So dear students, in the last two sessions we have discussed regarding gas laws, perfect gas, combined gas law, that is general gas equation. So what was the necessity of that combined gas equation? Yes, in actual cases the three variables very important, that is temperature, volume and pressure, which is not constant, which will vary simultaneously. So deal with this practical cases. There is a necessity of combining Charles law and Boyle's law, so which will give you the general gas equation. Okay, so now this is the next session of unit 2, which is session number 12. So in this session we are going to recall with the previous session, and next we are going to deal with this characteristic gas equation and also the universal gas constant, and finally based on this characteristic gas equation and universal gas equation we are going to solve some problems. Okay, so let us see one by one. So this is the first thing, that is the recall of previous session with some simple questions. I hope you are ready to answer the question. Now the first question is, general gas equation of a perfect gas is. What is the answer? The answer is, any guess? Yes, the answer is PV is equal to CT. PV is equal to CT. You can also write this equation as PV by T, that is equal to C, where C is equal to constant. You can also write. Okay, there is nothing wrong in that. So the next question is, the four variables which governs the behavior of gas. The four variables which govern, or you can say the four variables which will control the physical properties of the gas are, answer is, yes, pressure, temperature, volume and moles. Pressure, temperature, volume and moles. So we were discussing about gas laws in the first session, session number 10. So by using that gas laws, what is the meaning of gas laws? Gas laws is nothing but we are trying to find any two variables out of these four variables. Yes, other two variables are kept constant, right? Yes. The third question is, the value of general gas equation constant C is depends upon what? So this is what? C. The value of C is depends upon yes, mass and amount or properties of the gas. Mass and properties of the gas. This is the value of C depends upon. So the last question is, according to the general gas equation, P1 V1 by T1, that is equal to P2 V2 by T2, that is equal to what? What? So you have answer here. If you use your common sense, you can find the answer here. P1 V1 by T1, that is equal to P2 V2 by T2, that is equal to, yes, that is equal to a constant. That is equal to constant. This is what general gas equation is, right? Yes. So this is what the question answer sessions. So you should remember these answers, very important. So now let us start with the characteristic gas equation. So what is this characteristic equation? So the characteristic gas equation is nothing but it is a modified form of general gas equation, that's all. It is a modified form of general gas equation. So in general gas equation we are using volume V, pressure P, temperature T, and the relation is PV, that is equal to CT. That's all. Okay. So the modified version is, instead of V in the general gas equation taken as that of 1 kg of mass, known as its specific volume and denoted as Vs. Instead of V, we are taking it as Vs here. Where? In the characteristic gas equation. Instead of volume, we are taking as Vs. Then the gas constant C is represented by another gas constant, that is called as R. The two changes we are making, one is instead of volume we are taking it as specific volume, and instead of C constant we are taking it as one more constant, that is R. So based on this modification, I can rewrite that equation, which is general gas equation, as PVS that is equal to RT. It was like PV is equal to CT, and I have rewriting that equation in the form of specific volume and constant R, that is PVS that is equal to RT. Okay, so this is a modified version of general gas equation. So where R is nothing but is known as characteristic gas constant, or simply you can say gas constant. So for any mass m kg of gas, the characteristic gas equation becomes MPVS, M for mass, P for pressure, Vs for specific volume, that is equal to MRT, where M is mass, R is equal to gas constant, and T is equal to temperature. Okay. So now you can rewrite this equation as PV is equal to MRT. How you can write this equal to PV is equal to MRT? Very simple. We know that the ratio of volume by mass, that is specific volume. V by M is equal to specific volume. In other words, mass by volume is equal to density. Volume by mass is specific volume. So based on this relation, I can say mass into specific volume, that is equal to volume. So I have applied this relation here, mass into specific volume, that is equal to volume. So instead of mass into specific volume, I have written PV, P into V, that is equal to MRT, where M is equal to mass, R is equal to gas constant, and T is equal to temperature. So this is nothing but characteristic gas equation. I repeat, PV is equal to MRT is nothing but characteristic gas equation. Okay, yes. So PV is equal to MRT. So this is characteristic gas equation. In this equation we have some notes. The unit of gas constant R, here it is, may be obtained as, you can find out the unit of R. See how? Because you simply you solve this equation like R is equal to, I can rewrite it as R is equal to PV divided by MT. Can I write like that? PV, see here it is, PV divided by MT. R is equal to PV divided by MT. So now you know the individual unit for these variables. For pressure, that is Newton per meter square, and for volume it is meter cube, and for mass it is kg, and for temperature it is Kelvin, that you know. Okay. Now you simplify this equation. Newton per meter square into meter cube, meter square getting cancelled. Remaining part is Newton meter divided by kg, Kelvin. So Newton meter is also referred as joules. So the equation finally it becomes joules per kg Kelvin. So the unit of gas constant R may be joules per kg Kelvin. Please remember, I repeat, unit of R is joules per kg Kelvin, and in sometimes you can write it is kilojoules per kg Kelvin. When it will become kilojoules, if you apply the value of P in kilonewton per meter square, then the unit of R will become kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Is that okay? Yes. The value of gas constant R is different for different gases. It is not same for all the gases, it is different for different gases. In SI units, its value of atmospheric air is taken as 287 joules per kg Kelvin or 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin multiplied with 10 to the power of minus 3.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So why we have taken the value of atmospheric air? Because while solving the problems, normally we are considering ideal gas as atmospheric air. So that's why the reason you should remember in most of the cases the value of atmospheric air, the value of R for atmospheric air, which is 287 joules per kg Kelvin. Okay. So now the third note is, we know that PV is equal to MRT, which is a characteristic gas equation we can write. It may also be expressed in another form like P, that is equal to mRT by V. Can we write like this? Yes, P is equal to mRT by V. See here, m by V, that is mass by volume. Mass by volume is what? Mass by volume is density. So rho, density, the notation for density is rho into R into T. So where rho is the density, is the ratio of mass by volume. So P is equal to rho RT is another form. You can write the characteristic gas equation in the form of density. Is it okay? Yes. So the next session, the next slide is universal gas constant, which is R suffix U, where U is universal, R is constant, gas constant. Yes. So what is this universal gas constant? Universal gas constant is the product of gas constant and molecular mass of the gas. So please remember, there is a difference between mass, molecular mass and number of moles. Small m is mass, capital M is molecular mass, N is number of moles. So N comes under the variable. N comes under variables. Okay. So please don't confuse here. The universal gas constant or molar gas constant. See, it is also referred as molar gas constant is the product of gas constant, which is R, and the molecular mass of the gas, that is capital M. So mathematically I can write it as Ru is equal to M into R. M is capital M. According to the definition, I have written the equation. Okay. So where M is equal to molecular mass of the gas expressed in kg moles, and R is equal to gas constant. Of course, you know the unit also, joules per kg Kelvin. Okay. So in general, M1, M2, M3 capital etc. are the molecular masses of different gases. M1 for one gas, M2 is for another gas, and M3 is the molecular mass of one more gas. It's for different gases. Then R1, R2, R3 be the gas constant respectively for that gases. R1 is for one gas, R2 for another gas, R3 for one more gas. That is the value of gas constant. We know that as a note part we have referred it as the value of R is not same for all the gases. It is different for different gases. Similarly, molecular mass is different for different gases. But the product, you can say M1R1 that is equal to M2R2 for different gas, that is equal to M3R3 again for different gas, that is equal so on, that is equal to Ru. So what is the meaning of this relation? See, M1R1 for different gas, right? M2R2 is for different gas, right? M3R3 for one more gas. But the product of all these M and R, which is same for all the gas, the product is what? The product is universal gas constant. In other words, I can say the value of universal gas constant is same for all the gases. It is not different for different gases. Is it okay? That is the meaning of this relation. Now, some notes I can say. We know that Ru is equal to Mr, of course. The note part, the value of Ru is same for all the gases, and I have given the proof in the previous slide. So next, in SI units, the value of Ru is taken as 8314 joules per kg mole Kelvin, or 8.314, okay, this is kilojoules, there is a mistake here, this is 8.314 kilojoules per kg mole Kelvin. Remember, the value of Ru is constant for all the gases, 8314 joules per kg mole Kelvin, or 8.314 multiplied with 10 to the power of minus 3 from mole joule to kilojoules, kg per kg mole Kelvin. This is the value of Ru. Okay, and the third note is the characteristic equation may also return in terms of molecular mass. In fact, the characteristic gas equation is PV is equal to mRT, where m is equal to small m, that is mass, right? But I can write that equation in the form of molecular mass. How? PV is equal to mRT, where m is equal to molecular mass. We can also write this equation in the form of molecular mass. Is that okay? Yes. Now, based on this characteristic gas equation and universal gas constant, let us try to solve the problem, one problem. And my dear students, please get ready with the notebook, pen and your scientific calculator. I will count 10 to collect all these materials to solve the problem. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Okay, welcome back. Hope you all ready with the materials required to solve the problem. Okay, now, so this is the problem. This is a problem. I'll read the problem. Please note the problem in your notebook. A mass of 2.25 kg of nitrogen. A mass of 2.25 kg of nitrogen occupying 1.5 meter cube is heated from 25 degrees centigrade to 200 degrees centigrade at a constant volume. At a constant volume. Calculate the initial and final pressure of the gas. Take universal gas constant as 8314 joules per kg mole Kelvin as given. The molecular mass of nitrogen is 28. The molecular mass of nitrogen is 28. Okay, so I will repeat once again. The mass of gas, the gas is nitrogen. You have written, you can write the given data 2.25 kg. What is this data? That is small m. So now write down the data. M is equal to 2.25 kg occupying 1.5 meter cube, that is volume 1, 1.5 meter cube, is heated from 25 degrees centigrade to 200 degrees centigrade, initial to final. So T1 is equal to 25 degrees centigrade, and you can convert from degree centigrade to Kelvin, that is 298, and T2 is equal to 200 degrees centigrade, which is 473 Kelvin. At a constant volume, see the volume is constant, yes, given V1 is equal to 1.5, so V2 is equal to how much? 1.5. V is equal to how much? 1.5. V3 is equal to, if at all, 1.5 meter cube. Particularly in this problem I am talking about, okay? And take universal gas constant Ru is equal to 8314 joules per kg mole Kelvin, and molecular mass of nitrogen, which is M, capital M, that is 28. These are all the given data. What you should calculate? You should calculate P1 and P2. P1 is initial volume and P2 is final volume. We know that the gas constant, that is R, is equal to Ru by M. How do you get this equation? Yes, we know that universal gas equation Ru is equal to product of gas constant R and molecular mass M. Ru is equal to M into R. If you rearrange this equation, you can rewrite it as R is equal to Ru by M. So where R is equal to gas constant, Ru is equal to universal gas constant, and M is equal to molecular mass. Now you know the value of universal gas constant, that is 8314, divided by molecular mass, that is 28, and if you solve this equation, you will get the value. Please use your calculator to solve this. You will get 297 joules per kg Kelvin. Well, joules per kg Kelvin is a unit for gas constant. Is that right? Yes. So now let us take initial pressure of the gas, that is P1 is equal to initial pressure of the gas. So to calculate this, I will write the characteristic gas equation. The characteristic gas equation is nothing but PV is equal to MRT. So I can write that equation for n number of stages. I will write it for the first stage, that is P1 V1 is equal to M1 or T1. Can I write like this? Yes, I can write. So here the unknown value is P1 yet to calculate. V1 is equal to the initial volume, whatever the volume is constant in this entire problem. M1 mass he has given, R is a gas equation, sorry, gas constant, which is already yes derived, and T1 is equal to the initial temperature, which is already given in the data. So now the only unknown data is P1. So P1, you can write this equation, P1 is equal to M1 or T1 divided by V1. So M1 is known, R1, T1 divided by V1. All the values required to calculate P1, you know that from this problem. Please try to apply all the values to the equation and try to calculate the value of P1. So what happens? The problem is continued. I can write P1 is equal to MRT1 divided by V1 as we discussed earlier. So that is equal to M is 2.25, R is 297, T1 is equal to 298. Please remember, apply the value of T in Kelvin divided by 1.5, which is volume. If you resolve this equation by using your calculator, you will get the value 133.2 into 10 to the power of 3. The unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square. And if you convert this value into bar, simple, you can multiply it with 10 to the power of minus 5. From Newton per meter square to bar, which is multiplied with 10 to the power of minus 5. From bar to Newton per meter square, you multiplied with 10 to the power of 5. Simple. The logic is, so you can get 1.33 bar. 1.33 bar. Please use your calculator to calculate this. Fine. So now you got one value, that is P1. So now we have to calculate the final pressure of the gas. So if P1 is equal to the initial gas of the pressure, and then definitely P2 will be the final pressure of the gas. Now you know the general gas equation. What is the general gas equation? P1 V1 by T1, that is equal to P2 V2 by T2 and so on, that is equal to constant, right? Yes. If you take that equation P1 V1 by T1, that is equal to P2 V2 by T2, where when V is constant, V1 is equal to V2, what happens? Yes, you can ignore the value of V, however it will getting cancelled, that's all. So that by considering this, I can write the general gas equation in the form of P1 by T1, that is equal to P2 by T2. Can I write like this? In fact, it was like T1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2, but V1 and V2 is same because it is constant, so it will getting cancelled. So no need to write volume here in this equation for this problem I am talking. Or I can rearrange this equation because P1 is known value, T1 also we know that, T2 has given, so only unknown data will be P2. So P2 is equal to P1 T2 divided by T1. P1 T2 divided by T1. Now you know the value of P1, you know the value of T2, and you also know the value of T1. Apply all these values and you will straight away get the value of P2, that is 2.11 bar. Here, especially in this case, you can apply the value of P in Newton per meter square. Also, you can apply the value in bar. So you better apply the value in Newton per meter square. If so, you will get the value of P2 in Newton per meter square, and later on you can convert into bars. Okay. So this is what the problem and the solution of problems, considering characteristic gas equation, general gas equation, as well as universal gas constant. I have applied all these three equations to solve this problem. Okay. So thank you so much, dear students. Now I can say what and all we have discussed in this session, especially in the session number 12 of Unit 2. Yes, we have recalled all the previous sessions by question and answers, and later on we have discussed with the characteristic gas equation. What is the characteristic gas equation? Yes, the characteristic gas equation was the modified version of general gas equation, which is PV is equal to CT, and later on the characteristic gas equation becomes PV is equal to MRT, where R is gas constant. That gas constant is not same for all the gases, it is different for different gases, and the unit of gas constant R is joules per kg Kelvin. And next which was universal gas constant RU is the product of molecular mass and gas constant M into R. So the thing is that RU, that is universal gas constant, is same for all the gases, and the constant value is 8.134 kilojoules per kg mole Kelvin, which are the things we have discussed in this session. And thank you once again. Thank you so much.